Greetings and beyond the dew, my dear darlings. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host, Crypto Master KD, coming at you from the lair deep in the southwest in Roswell, New Mexico, famous for its UFO supposed crashing in the 50s. Comes tales of a terrifying, shape-shifting witch-like creature. A flying humanoid. Part woman. All evil. Lachusa. But before we go into today's video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We have lost half of our subscribers due to a YouTube glitch, so if you have seen my videos and you really like them, please be sure to really like and subscribe and all that other stuff. And it would help me so much. Thank you very much. Now in today's story, we will be going over a family, Juan and Maria Ramos, who had a terrifying encounter with the lachusa. But what is the lachusa? Before we do that, what is lachusa? The owl witch. Well, the origins of the legend supposedly start with an old medicine woman, one who strayed from healing to black magic. After newborn babies went missing, villagers arrived at her door. They were determined to wipe out the conjuring crow. And they did. They burned her at the stake. But for this death didn't last long. Not long at all. Lachusa was born. And she's out for revenge. Now, people have actually described the lachusa as being half owl and half woman. All terrifying. And people have described attacks from this creature. It's said the lachusa kills by inflicting torment, pain, and agony and fear in its victims. That is its main goal, is to scare you to death. And whenever people see this owl, it's always at night, and they do not always see the next day. People have been found with claw marks on their backs, terrifyingly drained of essence, completely shown an expression of fear with their eyes. Gruesome, right? Well, it gets better. Now, to our story. This story was told first by Octavio Ramos about his parents' encounter with a lachusa owl witch. Somewhere in the 1980s, Juan and Maria Ramos had moved to a new house in New Mexico after immigrating across the border. They had both welcomed a new baby boy, Octavio, into the world. he was only a few months old when this happened. However, their little bundle of joy would attract something evil and dark. Octavio himself says that the lachusa could probably sense there was a baby in the house, which is quite common for paranormal activity in the world. They are often attracted to children because children still have imagination and such. Easy to see. But that's just not the case of this. Ouch. The first of the terrifying encounters in the story started when Juan was doing his chores at night, because it was easy to water everything during that time because zero evaporated from the intense heat. Therefore, one night he was going out to check on the generator, doing his chores, and that is when Juan Ramos would see it for the first time. A ball of fire streaking across the sky. He had never seen anything like it, and it was coming from their neighbor's house, all the way over to their property. He called his wife, Maria, out to make sure he wasn't going crazy or anything. He wanted her to see this ball of fire. He had no idea what this thing was. Therefore, not long after that, the terror began. Octavio Ramos says that during this time, his parents would see the ball of light every night streaking across the sky. It was a big ball of flames just moving across the sky. It came almost every night. However, it was several nights later when the terrifying beast made itself known. Lachusa. Juan went out to the garage, to the barn, because he heard commotion in the barn. When he looked up into the hayloft upon entering, he looked up in the hayloft, and he specifically saw several owls up in the loft, staring down at him with terror and despair. And his son, Octavio, says that his father felt absolute dread and fear upon seeing these owls. He quickly ran into the house as they dove down after him. The creature was finally making itself known. As he entered his house, he and Maria grabbed their shotguns and prepared for a fight. That's when they could hear the owls on top of the roof. The owls were clicking on. You could hear them on the roof. And then something else was walking with the owls. They described it as much heavier, more straight. As the owls began to screech on a rooftop. Something was walking with him. The lachusa made its way down from the roof in front of onto the window sill. Curious, Maria Ramos went and looked in on it. Looked to see what was out there, and that's when she saw the conjuring crow's crooked, evil face. That's all. She screamed, and she jumped back in terror and fear. But that's not where the torment ended. A couple weeks later, Juan grew very, very ill. He grew sick, almost in bed, sleeping every damn day. His fever worsened with every night. And every night, the lachusa came in to watch on his fever, as if to watch him die. Octavio, what the family did next was their only hope for salvation. The Maria Ramos went to find a curandera, which is a good witch that was here to help the family. Now, you all have to keep in mind, if you're going to a curandera or any kind of witch, means you're tapping into magic. And magic like that, for many, is not a healthy thing. Which is why, but given the circumstances of the situation, the couple were downright desperate. And so, the curandera, or the medicine woman, told them that someone was using the owl witch to harass the family. Both them and their newborn baby were in danger. There was only one way to stop the beast, and I advise all of you to use this kind of method if you ever encounter this thing or any other sort of witch-like entity. And that's to take a bullet and carve a crucifix on it, and to shoot it. That is when the final battle began. Just as the curandera said, Juan loaded his shotgun with a bullet with a crucifix or a cross on it. He went outside, waited for it to manifest itself into the ball of fire, and he shot it. He said there was a high-pitched scream like a terrifying shriek. And that's when he shot it. They found some feathers and they found some blood. But that was it. The creature never terrorized it with them. Never terrorized the family again. Juan would later share this tale with his son, Octavio, who is the one who told this story first. And if you want to see him or any kind of that sort of thing, you can watch Monsters and Mysteries of America or any other YouTube channel well, that does these kind of stories. But the tale of the story, tales and stories of encounters with lachusa continue to the modern day, echoing through the mountains and the deserts like an eerie question, like an age-old question. Do they live among us? And while there are other great stories of lachusa that can be told here, I want to keep this a 15-minute video. So, if you want another lachusa video, please leave it down in the comments. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to wrap up this video. I want all of you to smash that like button. You guys already know what to do. I told you what to do. And which is my sacred staff? I say, I'll see you in my next video. Peace out!